Part 5, from the revolutionary anti-imperialist movement.
You see this a lot when I make my demand, for example, that the U.S. embassies around the world become advanced medical centers and hospitals for the third world, or that U.S. soldiers be demobilized and work in the third world under the leadership of a revolutionary government of the United States as farmers and as teachers and as medical care workers, like a poor country of Cuba can do. And the U.S. worker will say, well, we can't afford that. We want America to take care of America first. America's taken care of. You have paved roads. You have schools with electricity and heat. You have food available, either processed or natural, organic, whatever you want. You have pretty much all. You have a glut of consumer goods. You have internet. You have Wi-Fi. You have hospitals. You have all the infrastructure exists. You have sewers. Okay, you have water purification. You have a space program. There's no more need for any development of America. What you need is for the third world to be developed at the expense of America, and that money should be used under the dictatorship of the revolutionary proletariat of the third world. And the American worker, with this narrow focus, is always opposed to this because he wants to continue to benefit from the sweat and blood of the third world. That's where and that's a classic example. Take care of America first. No, America's already taken care of. It's time to take care of the oppressed peoples of the world at the expense of America.
Some have said that land is the basis of nationhood. Stalin said that land, having a homeland, is a big part of what it means to be a nation. Where is the black homeland?
Well, I think we have had a lot of out-migration, but we still have a stable community of black people in what was called the Black Belt South, the Plantation South. You've had a lot of influx of migrants from Latin America and Mexico into the South, but the historical basis, the historical homeland of the African American people is the Black Belt South. This is where all of the plantations were located, where the sweat and blood of the slaves was used to develop the agricultural South. And it is from that location where the Civil Rights Movement was born. So even though people will make an argument, well, black people are now in Detroit and they're in New York City and Pennsylvania and Chicago and Los Angeles, and those are factual statements. No one can deny the fact that the historical landmass of the black people's development in the United States existed between the states of Washington, D.C., Delaware, Virginia, North and South Carolina, parts of Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, parts of northern Florida, and eastern Texas. This is the historical basis, the historical land of the African American people. And the black people should have the right to determine whether that land becomes an independent nation, a nation that's in alliance with an American nation, a nation in alliance with the indigenous peoples' nations, whatever. The fact that this is not allowed causes a lot of problems with a lot of confusion as to what is it that black people should do, or where is it black people should form a nation, or how should black people fight. You still have a large concentration of black elected officials within Atlanta, Georgia, and the South. And this is still where you have laws today which prevent some of the discrimination and racism you see in the Western states because of the history of the struggle against slavery and for civil rights. So a special focus has to be made on supporting the right of African Americans for self-determination within the Black Belt South, and with areas of regional autonomy within black ghettos and black centers within the West and the North.
Does the United States owe black people land and reparations?
The United States owes a lot of people a lot of things. They owe land and reparations to African Americans. They owe land and reparations to Native Americans. They owe land and reparation to the Mexican nation in the Southwest. There is no legitimate argument that can be made that the oppressed peoples should not be allowed justice, financial justice and land justice from U.S. imperialists. The people from Vietnam are owed reparations from the horrific war of genocide that they were able to defeat against U.S. imperialists. So most certainly. Now here is the problem. When the reparations argument is made, it is dismissed as ahistoric, or that time has passed, or what are you going to do, give everybody a check? And the answer is no. The reparations must be part of the struggle for liberation, not a part to give people some money. Because look at what happened, for example, with the, and I'm not trying to critique this movement, but when the Japanese people were interned after World War II, they were given reparations. There's nothing wrong with that reparation. Their land was stolen. They were forced into concentration camps. They had the right to be made whole. That was a human rights struggle that they won. It's a little different though when you transport to another land, your tongue is taken from you, your labor is used to develop an agriculture and in many ways industrial base in the South. When you are then freed, quote unquote, by war against the South, which you helped to build, and then given nothing, no kind of equality, Tilden Hayes Compromise takes all of your rights away from you. Then comes the Black Codes. Then comes the terror of the North in World War I into World War II. There's no comparison between the two injustices. So I'm not saying anything about the right of the Japanese to receive reparations. They had every right to receive it plus some, because they were discriminated because of the color of skin. That's why they were interned, because of the color of skin. I'm saying to resolve the African American national question will require a revolutionary struggle. And if someone comes up with a program for reparations, that money should be used to fund the revolutionary movement.
So what do you say to the white worker, anybody who says, hey, look, that is ancient history. I never owned a slave. Heck, I even voted for Obama.
The fact that you may not be a slave owner doesn't negate the fact that someone in your position, i.e. white skin, benefited from the ownership of slaves, and nothing has been done to right the historical inequity that wrong created. Nothing has been done. So you vote for Obama, big deal. The Obama's election is nothing but a continuation of the movement to put black faces in high places. You have Obama now, you'll have a Sanchez, or a Hernandez, a Torres next, then you may have a Kim next. The fact of whoever holds power in the White House is irrelevant to the historical inequity that the class or group that they belong to has suffered. So voting for Obama has only made it more difficult, more challenges have been placed before the black revolutionaries, the incipient black liberation movement, to make it clear that black faces in high places only continue the policy of imperialism. Obama has done nothing to free any black political prisoners. Obama and even the black officials from the Urban League and ACP have agreed with him to not have any programs targeting black oppression. And that is savage. That is nothing but sellout Uncle Tomism.